We're going to evaluate trig functions that are not on the unit circle. They're any angle. Here is a picture of a circle. Remember, this is not the unit circle. To find the radius of a circle, you want to use the Pythagorean Theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. So r equals the square root of x squared plus y squared. To find the 6 trig functions, be very careful. I would always say you need to write down the x, y, and r in the picture. I do know students get a little bit lazy on this, so let me walk you through this part. So what we do is we give you a point, x and y, and then a radius. You drop down a right triangle, and there's your 90 degrees. Then you have this little angle theta. I know there's a big angle in the black. This is your side opposite, your side adjacent, and your hypotenuse. In the x and y, this is your x value, your adjacent. This is your y value, your opposite. And then your r value is your radius. If you think about SOHCAHTOA, sine, cosine, and tangent, so represents opposite over hypotenuse. So if we look at this blue triangle here, opposite is y and hypotenuse is r. So that's what you're going to use to find the sine of any angle that's not on the unit circle. Now cosine, ca, is adjacent over hypotenuse, and if we look at our triangle, adjacent is x and hypotenuse is r. So that's how you find the cosine. And then tangent, in SOHCAHTOA, tangent is opposite over adjacent. In our right triangle, in the blue, that is y over x. Now those are the big 3. To find the next 3, you just inverse. So the inverse of sine is r over y. The secant of cosine is r over x. And then the cotangent is the inverse of tangent, which is x over y. So I have some steps written down here for you. You can take the time if you want to write them down. First thing you want to do is you want to set up a coordinate plane and then label the points on the graph. Step 3 is identify the x, y, and r's by creating that right triangle. Find the r value by using the Pythagorean Theorem. Then evaluate the 6 trig functions as we stated here on that previous slide. These are your big 3. And these are your inverses. Let's go ahead and do a practice problem. So here's what we give you. We give you a point, -12, -5. We want you to find the 6 trig functions. So step 1 is to set up that coordinate plane. So remember, this is your x-axis and this is your y-axis, and you want to create that point. So your x is -12. So on the x-axis, we're going to go left -12. I'll just say it's about there. And then we're going to go on the y-axis down -5. And then here is our point, right here. And that creates a radius, which we'll just have that be in the red. So I'm just going to create a little right triangle here, and that's what we're going to focus on. So our x value is -12. Our y value is -5, and our r is unknown. So we've done step 1, 2, and 3 now. Now identify the r by the Pythagorean Theorem. So x squared plus y squared equals r squared, or the shortened form, r equals the square root of x squared plus y squared. So now we sub in the values. X is negative 12, so negative 12 squared. Y is negative 5 squared. And now we simplify. Just lost my connection here. Negative 12 times negative 12 is 144. 5 times 5 is 25. Add that and we get 169. The square root of 169 is 13. So now I can come over here and identify that as 13. Okay, so now we have our three pieces. And now we can find the sine, cosine, and tangent. And if you can't remember the x, y, and r, just think about this as your angle theta. This would be your side opposite. This would be your side adjacent. That would be your hypotenuse in right triangle trig. So to find the sine, that is so, which is opposite over hypotenuse, or it was x, y, and r form. Opposite is y, hypotenuse is r. So now we come over to our right triangle. The value of y, or O opposite, is negative 5. And the hypotenuse is 13, or the radius. Now the cosine is ca, adjacent over hypotenuse, or x over r. And we look at the values. X is negative 12, and r is 13. Tangent is TOA, opposite over adjacent, or y over x. Y value is negative 5, x value is negative 12, becomes a positive 5/12. Now, to find the other three, we just reciprocate. So to find the cosecant, we reciprocate the sine. So it's negative 13 over 5. For the secant, we reciprocate the cosine, negative 12, or negative 13 over 12. And then the cotangent is the reciprocal of the tangent, 12 over 5. So there are the 6 trig functions.